A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Super Fun Flying. And now, let's get on with some more stuff here. Let's go ahead and take ourselves a little look over into the Modulus series. Or could I be more specific, the Modulus Ghost Ops series. And let's take a look at the Shadow ICS-6. Yeah, for the most part, this blaster is mostly like a combination of that of the Magnus with a Maverick-style slide action. And not to mention a removable barrel, which sort of reminds me of the Spectre Rev 5. But it's got a little something different into it. Yeah. It's got a second trigger, very similar to a few other blasters that also have light action on them. You could simply squeeze it like this, and you can have yourself some good old glow-in-the-dark action take place. But the thing is, well, this blaster, of course, has a different sort of inline clip system as well as fire mechanism as opposed to most other blasters. Rather than a Magnus sort of, well, thing out here, this blaster actually has a two-stage firing system, which, I don't know if you were able to see it, but as you can see right here pretty much, it basically just brings the plunger in to allow the dart to be nicely wrapped around. And then this part right here is able to pull it back, which will in fact allow the sled to chamber the dart in. Sort of like trying to bring it into a plunger tube here, but as you can see this clear part right here, you can see pretty much through both this part of the barrel here, and not to mention this part right here. When it fires, then it's pretty much brought back. This will also allow the inline clip to push upward to automatically load another dart into the system, like so. And well, of course reloading is just as straightforward as possible. You simply get yourself whatever darts you can find and then just simply push through like this. And then you're pretty much good to go. I will say that this blaster had also done some pretty decent performance in Nerf Secret Reveal distance gauge, but by any means I'm not really looking forward to plenty of things that it might seem to be relating to the Modulus series because, well, let me just say, first of all, that the Modulus series had been rather dormant, especially throughout 2019 and 2020. Because the thing is, well, aside from an international release known as the Tracker, which is more or less a slightly modified version of the original Modulus ECS-10, which in a way was both a flagship blaster to the Modulus series, the first in the Modulus series, and also one of the most successful in 2015. In 2019 and 2020 were times where the Modulus series had pretty much laid dormant, especially when Nerf decided to try and make as much room as possible for some of their more recent projects, including the Ultra line. And the Ultra line has technically done so much. It technically is a huge domination of most things out there. A lot of different blasters that we've seen so far are just that outstandingly well crafted and put together. And yet, some people out there are just doing whatever they possibly can to dish out Ultra and claim it's a load of corporate lies. But might I tell you, I've owned every single Ultra blaster out there, and I find nothing wrong with it. Ever. Not even a little. Every Ultra blaster I've ever possibly owned. Not one problem in the way I see it. So the thing is, well, the Shadow is like a mixture. Part Maverick, part Spectre, part Magnus in a way, with some other things put together. Of course you got tactical rails. One here on the sides. One here on the clip, one on the bottom of the clip right here, and one underneath the handguard. Like, how many blasters do we have to see with a tactical rail that's sitting underneath the handguard like this? That's just a weird, odd spot to put that. But I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're going to try and be a little gimmicky with it, try and be a little silly-billy with something of the sorts, then, well, maybe try doing your best on this. As I've said before, it comes with its own barrel, has a barrel adapter so you can put in anything else, as well as a stock adapter. So, you're pretty much going to be all set to go here with modular capabilities, the likes of which you've probably seen before in a bunch of other blasters from the lineup itself. So overall, when ranking the Shadow ICS-6, I consider it to be a good blaster overall. And, well, I've pretty much been missing out on some scorings lately, so I apologize if I have not really been on touch with that. But, you know what? We're probably just going to end it here. I'm probably not going to give a score to every single one of them because sometimes it's probably just best to guarantee a good score based on other fan reception, like many of you. If you own an ICS-6 out there, a Modulus Ghost Ops Shadow ICS-6, then maybe you could in fact give me a score between 1.0 and 10.0. Any kind of range at all from any of those points. And whichever score, of course, that you give me in the comment section below, in a tweet, in a response to Instagram or whatnot, then I'll be sure to have some good feedback ready, by any means. Otherwise, that's just pretty much all that I have for right now. But if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.